Okay, so yeah, just a few words. Have anybody is here first time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
so I will give a short introduction about CryptoCash first, and then give a word to Mikus. So by opening CryptoCash, we pursued three goals. First one was education of local Latvian community, doing different meetups, the thing that we're doing right now. And also possibility for people to come in and learn about cryptocurrency, ask questions, especially for people who are not familiar, for whom it's a bit complex or scary to get their first Bitcoin. So our people can explain how it works, what is Bitcoin, what is blockchain, how to get your cryptocurrency wallet. We're also official distributors of Trezor and Ledger. So if you want to buy for yourself or for your friends, you can do here, and be sure it's a Ledger device. We also created some cryptocurrency merch, so you can buy some t-shirts like this, for example, snapbacks, different souvenirs, even watches, mechanical watches which are themed for crypto. And of course the main goal was to allow people, the local people, to come in and buy cryptocurrency for cash or card. So you can actually come with cash and buy Bitcoin or pay with a credit card and also do the cash out. So you can come here, sell your Bitcoin and get cash in your hands. So basically this, and by this we created kind of the first crypto embassy in Baltics, as kind of a shop which is fully dedicated to cryptocurrencies. My name is Konstantin, and we run a Babies exchange here in Latvia. So this was our side project, just for the local community. And yeah, sign up on Meetup on Facebook and follow the next events. And in September we will have also the next meetup. The guys from BTC Pay Server will be coming here, and we will also do another meetup with them. Now I give words to my good friend Mikus. Yeah. So we have been doing some stuff for maybe more than a year, and now he will tell about his startup and his story.
Hello everybody, thank you very much for coming here this evening, for taking your time to be with me, to listen to my story. And that's true. Konstantin's mentioned that we are very good friends, and that's true because he's one of the reasons why I'm here with this story about my crypto startup. Because last year, maybe a year and 3-4 months ago, we met with Konstantins in a crypto meetup similar to this one, because I had an idea to create a blockchain pre-accelerator. But that was just an idea. I didn't have any people that I knew. So in a similar meetup, I went to like Konstantins and I said, hey, you look like a guy that actually knows something about crypto. I don't know much about crypto, but I would like to create a blockchain pre-accelerator. Maybe we could do that together. And then Konstantin said, all right, let's do that. And after a week, he said that actually it wasn't after a week, it was a little less or something like that. There was an event which was in a conference named, which was the conference? All right, it was one technology conference, and there was a blockchain panel. And he said, Mikus, why don't you come and tell about the blockchain pre-accelerator? And I said, all right, why not? I don't have anything to show, but let's do that. And I went on the stage, I pitched the blockchain pre-accelerator, and then there were like those two guys who came to me and said, hey, you look like a cool guy. Maybe we could meet and maybe we could talk about creating a startup, and maybe you want to join to a project of ours. I said, well, most probably not, but let's meet. And then there was this guy who told, hey, there is this CryptoPolice startup and we're launching an ICO. That was those golden times in December of 2017 and February of 2018, where Bitcoin was skyrocketing, and those golden times when people were gathering like so much money with ICOs and then disappearing with that money. And then those guys pitched the idea, and I was really into crypto as well, very interested, and I told them that All right, but what are you going to do after you raise that amount of money that you plan? If I were to say that I would join, let's say, what will happen when we will raise the money? And he said, well, some of our team members actually want to stay. Some of our team members are considering realizing this project. And then I thought, all right, this team is an absolute scam. I'm not going to be part of that. And I told them that, hey guys, but I'm not going to be part of this, but we have this blockchain pre-accelerator. Why don't you come and join to the accelerator? And then during the way, maybe we're going to create some kind of connection, and then let's see how it goes. After the blockchain pre-accelerator, they were one of the best actually teams there. And but they didn't have the business side. They didn't have the marketing guy. And I was like asking them, hey, what's up? So how you are like moving forward? They said, hey, we're actually moving forward like quite good, but we still don't have that marketing guy, that business person, because we are all developers. We are a developer team, and we don't have that business flair. And then I remember that, wait, like 3 months ago or 2 months ago, they offered me to join the team. I said, wait guys, but you offered me to join, right? They said yes. And then after we finished the blockchain pre-accelerator, I actually joined the team. And we actually started to launch the ICO, but it was after the golden age. It was in 2018 in May, in June. So if you remember, it was a few months after the Bitcoin had crashed, and there was some kind of activity happening there in ICOs, but actually people weren't like spending too much money and investing in ICOs. So we launched all the campaign. Okay, the long story short, we failed with an ICO because based on the results that we had to spend 75%. No, we had to spend $350,000 to raise 500,000. So basically, it doesn't make sense, right? And I'm going to give you the presentation, starting with the pitch that I presented to the CV Labs when I entered the program. Immediately after that, I will give you the pitch that I presented them when I finished the program. So you will be able to see like difference between the projects. Then I will tell you about the CV Labs, what was the program, what we got out of it, and then I will also tell you that how basically to get into the program. So two parts.
Will you explain what was the original idea of CryptoPolice and what is now the idea of the project as well?
Yes. So right now the first pitch is going to be about CryptoPolice, and the first pitch is going to be about CryptoPolice, and this is the original concept that we presented. Can I take the clicker, the mouse?
Yeah, sure.
So, do you know where to get out? All right, then I will try to present my best sitting. So this is how we entered the CV Labs, and this is how basically they accepted us in the program, and this was the original idea. Hello, I am Mikus from CryptoPolice, and we are rewarding people to keep internet safe. Do you know what is the connection between those two pictures, between those two places, the internet and the Chernobyl? The connection is that they are both of them are the most dangerous places in the world. Online fraud and scam and cybersecurity altogether is one of the biggest problems of our time. And we are focusing on one specific problem, which is scam and fraud, and it costs $170 billion from internet users per year, which are stolen from them every year, with phishing scams, with phishing emails, fake projects, etc. This is why we created CryptoPolice, scam identification platform, where we motivate internet users like you with crypto tokens that you identify scam and fraud, and we put the scam identification on blockchain that it's transparent and people believe in us. Our solution consists of two types of analysis. One is technical analysis. In technical analysis, we gather information around the web, about the website, about the web object, and we put in one place in our extension. And then we check the code. We check different kind of scam databases and put in one place. And then we say to the community, hey guys, now it's time for you to report about scam and tell about what do you think about this website or about this project. And people report about that, we give them tokens. This is the first analysis. And the second is the crowd. Yeah, I've forgotten a little bit the pitch. But the second is the crowd. So people are reporting about websites. And all the information that is coming in, so people who are reporting about websites, about digital objects, we are taking that information and putting in our multi-level verification algorithm, where internet users are checking each other's work to see if it's true, if scam is not coming in. And everything happens through an extension, through browser extension, which looks like this. So you click, you earn tokens by adding information about website that we don't have. You can go and see how rich you are with tokens, and you can go and spend those tokens in our token store. Our business model is freemium, so most of the internet users are using our service for free, but users who are more advanced, they are paying a subscription, a monthly subscription, and also companies who want to use our database are paying for our APIs. The market is 3.5 billion internet users worldwide, and we think that in 2022 we're going to reach $100 million. Our competition is existing scam and fraud databases, few reputation check websites like Trustpilot, like Web of Trust. But the way how we are different, and we believe much better, is because we're using token-based motivation system. Instead of using only technical analysis, we're using technical and crowd analysis, and we use blockchain to provide transparency to our database. Our team is already very professional, have worked together for multiple years. The basics of our team is in an IT development company, and yeah. This is CryptoPolice. I'm Mikus. Thank you for listening. Actually, a little bit lied to you because this wasn't the first presentation. Now, when I presented it, I saw that there are actually multiple things that we improved. So basically, this wasn't the first. We were even in a more early stage. But this was the finished presentation. Hello, I'm Mikus from the TrustSearch. When you go to a website, let's say a new car rental website that you don't know, How can you know that you can trust them? How can you know that you can send them the money or you can rent the car from them? Maybe they're going to trick you. The way how people usually solve this to understand if it's trustworthy to work with this company is by doing their own background check. They go to Google, they Google search for reviews of the website, they go and check the website's social media account activity and different kind of other stuff. But we think that this is not the way how people should act in the 21st century. And this is not the most efficient way how to understand if the company is a trustworthy one. This is why we created the TrustSearch, search engine for trust. What we do is we take existing digital footprint from around the web about the company and we put in one place in our TrustSearch results. Then we motivate the community to give reports about the website, and we also take them and put in our TrustSearch results. Companies are also using us, but they're using, instead of checking others, they're using us to build their trust, to build their online reputation. Because if they're going to have a good online reputation, they're going to increase the conversion rate and get more sales. And they're using our widget, which consists of reviews, video reviews, analysis results, and they are putting that in their web page. And when a customer comes in, by seeing the result, they believe the company more and they're more likely to buy. The way how we differentiate from competitors is that we're using blockchain as a proof for verification. We're combining those existing data from around the web and with the crowdsourced data, and we're using token-based motivation system for community. Our business model is subscription for companies who want to build reputation online. All the other internet users who are using our solution are using that for free, because we see that in the future, when you will think about trust, you will think about TrustSearch. That's why everything is going to be for free. And companies who want to use our database is using APIs. We believe that in 5 years we can achieve 117 million in income because we see the results of our competitors. Trustcloud has 230 million in income, Yelp 940 million. When you take 24 of our competitors together, then they have only 584 companies taken from around the web. It's 1.3% from 42 million active business websites, because there are 42 million active business websites around the world. And these competitors, which are our main competitors, have taken only 1.3%. That means that the potential is huge, and we believe we can achieve, get to that potential. Now we're looking for seed round investment, which is 500,000. That's going to give runway for 12 months. And we will spend that in product and development, marketing and sales, and other operations. During these 3 weeks, during these 10 weeks of CV Labs incubation, we have created a new business model, changing from CryptoPolice to TrustSearch. We started with a browser extension, but we became a search engine for trust, adding a new product, a search engine. And most importantly, we got our first paying customer. This is our team. We're already professional people working together for quite a while. Now with 4 developers, one designer, business person, and a financial person, legal person, we're marching forward to realize this vision of TrustSearch, the search engine for trust. Thank you very much. So this was the end result that we got. We we started with a much simpler concept, and with a concept that actually doesn't have a business model as we have now. And basically we changed quite a lot during the program. And yeah, so that's about CryptoPolice. So and TrustSearch. And now I'm going to go further into the CV Labs part. So maybe you have some kind of questions, then you can feel free to ask. Yeah.
Can you maybe tell more about the blockchain part of TrustSearch? What exactly do
So
you use blockchain for?
Most importantly, and most the thing that we use the most from blockchain, and that we can't live without, is the token motivation system. Because we have there are two options what we can do. One option is that we can motivate our community with just points, with regular points, or we can motivate them with crypto tokens. Regular points have much less value in terms psychologically to a person, because we can just randomly create infinite amount of points in our system. People don't believe that. Tokens don't have that. Tokens have we can create a limited amount of tokens. People see that they can actually exchange without asking our permission just between wallets. So tokens are much more much better instrument for us to motivate our community. If we take tokens away, then we have much less motivation to the community. So that's the most important thing. The second is the problem that we're solving is that people don't trust those reputation building websites. They don't trust that the data are real. So we thought, hey, maybe we can actually record where we get the data, how we verify the data, and put that on blockchain, that people can check that. And this is going to raise the trustworthiness of our database, because in competitors, people don't believe.
So
Yep.
people can actually get on the blockchain and see what you have done?
So they can see what we have done in our system.
All right.
But we take the results of our system and the process, and we calculate hash of that, and we put the hash in the blockchain. So we don't put all the data on the blockchain, we put the hash. So basically you can check that we haven't done any changes in playing with the data or changing the data. So you see that it's legit.
And which blockchain you're using?
Ethereum.
All right.
Yep.
Are you going to talk about how long did it take to get the investment from that series? Just from the pitching, how long does the process took you guys?
For us, so it was for us it was very. We were actually very different story, because with the blockchain pre-accelerator, we were organizing events in Zurich. In one of those events, we invited basically the boss of the CV Labs in our workshop, in our meetup as a mentor, and then he said, hey, why don't you come and check CV Labs? And then we said, all right, let's go. I remember the day that we were standing buying tickets, and the ticket cost 50 euros there and back, which is 20 minutes ride. And we thought, should we go there or should we not? then we thought, come on, we have drawn so far away. Let's go. He's going to give us a tour around the place. then we just went there. He gave us a tour around the place. We were sitting in the garden, like drinking some kind of beer or something, or tea. And then the guy asked, like, hey, why are you organizing these meetups? Like, what's the reason for that? And I said, well, to be honest, we just do that because it's fun, and because we think that maybe some of those people are going to join to the blockchain pre-accelerator. He said, well, if you don't have a good reason, then I will tell my vision. Maybe there is something that you can help. And then he told the vision that he's creating this Y Combinator type of business accelerator. So Y Combinator is basically the Oxford of business development in the world, or Stanford of business development. And he said that he's creating this Y Combinator only in blockchain, and they are going to be those accelerators all around the world. So a great sales guy. So he sold us the story so good that we thought, come on, we have to have this accelerator in Latvia. And then we made like multiple other events, and at that time I also was part of the CryptoPolice, so I was probably one of the first ones who applied. I said, wait, so like, who's responsible for that, where to send the application? And he gave this guy, and then I said, well, do you have an application form? We don't. I just created my own application form, send them the application. I said, have you received that? Yes. When I'm going to have the answer? In 2 weeks. Nothing happened after 2 weeks. After 2 months, they said, all right, now we actually are launching the program. It's going to start in in January. And I said, great, I have applied. Then I was like, hey, do you see my application? No, like, we don't see your application, maybe because I just sent my own. Where is the real one? So the real one is here. Then I filled out the application with the best way we could. And then I was thinking, hey, have you received the fucking application? And then I was like saying, hey, do you know that the deadline of your answer is in 3 days? Like, hey, well, and then they answer like, sorry, but we're postponing the program. And that happened for 2 or 3 times. So I was pissed. I didn't believe that it's going to happen. But anyway, we just sent basically what we have achieved, and also we actually invited the CV Labs with business incubator in University of Latvia Business Incubator. I was the manager, so we wanted to have the CV Labs here in Latvia. So we thought, all right, we're going to create an event so good that they're going to come and they're going to say, all right, you can create a CV Labs accelerator here in Latvia. So we created a great event. We were part of the Digital Freedom Festival conference, and so the guy who was now the manager of CV Labs incubation, he was just hired, and our event was the first one, or one of the first ones he flew in. So he was amazed what was happening here. So obviously, of course, I pitched the CryptoPolice. So and then I just continued to send them updates, like as much as I could. So we didn't have like super fast development because we didn't have money, but still I sent updates like with everything I could think of what we have done. So then we got investment from Inbox. Of course, I believe that was a big push. I said, hey guys, we just got a verbal agreement with an investor that we're going to receive the money and everything. So, and of course, then we had some kind of traction, and I think that we actually seemed like one of the best investment opportunities for them. Also, I will show you that they had like 500 applications. Is this live?
Of course.
All right, so 500 applications is a lot. 500 applications is a lot.
Is a lie or a lot?
A lot. But when you compare with Y Combinator or with 500 startups, they have like tens of thousands of applications. And when you take the offer, so they're like, I say to everybody, like, guys, if you're working on a startup and if you're not applying for CV Labs, then you are absolutely a fool, because that's the best offer in the world that you can get. And then there are people that oppose me and they say, hey, no, that's not the best offer. I know that Y Combinator, 500 startups, like Techstars, they're offering much better valuation. Like, what are they offering? Say, well, Y Combinator is offering like $150,000 for 6%. I say, but do you know how many people apply there? Like 20,000, like 30,000. So when you take the competition inside the equation, then which is the best program in the world? Of course, the CV Labs. And so basically, that's why I was like persuaded that that's the best thing in the world.
How many startups got money from CV Labs?
12.
12.
But they didn't have like limit of 12. They basically chose all the ones that were good. They are taking 10 to 20 startups. So they are not like out of cash. So they have enough money and they can spend it in good projects. So they have a good project, they're going to invest. But you have to show yourself. If you're going to just fill out the application, even if you're a good project, I mean, if they're not going to notice that, then you're a loser. Yeah, and yeah, well, that's the fact. Yeah. So CVC, that's the heart of the CryptoValley. CryptoValley is in Zug. It's a little bit like bigger region, including Zurich. Some say that also Liechtenstein and this part of the Switzerland is CryptoValley. And basically, the CryptoValley name came up with just a very good idea of one of the marketing guys, or I don't know which guy from the municipality. He saw that, hey, there are a lot of people coming into Zug, because a lot of rich people, Bitcoin rich people, coming to Zug because they had the tax benefits. They saw that, hey, that's a big thing, and now they are going to call themselves a CryptoValley. And that was actually a very good move, and that was the reason why actually also we chose to go to Zug, because that was only because of the name. But actually, there is not only the name, there's a lot of things happening, and everybody knows Facebook Libra, so Libra also created their headquarters in Geneva, which is other part of Switzerland, but because of the legislation. So basically, I believe that Switzerland is the best place for the crypto ecosystem. That's why we were there. And yeah, so CV Labs incubation model is that they give you cash, they give you incubation, total value is $125,000, and they take equity of 10%. So they take up to they invest up to 125K francs, which are the same as dollars, and then they take 10% of the company. But we had actually one extremely early stage team in the CV Labs. I couldn't understand how come they took that team, because they didn't have any developers, they didn't have they haven't like delivered anything. They were creating Wikipedia with token motivation model, that the marketing value is spread across all the people who are adding value to the crypto Wikipedia. And there were those two financial guys who came from Chicago, and I said, like, who is in your team? Like, well, we two are in the team. Like, what have you created? Well, nothing. We just have the concept. And I said, well, I congratulate you a lot, because like you have got the investment and you're one of the most lucky guys. Don't waste this opportunity. And actually those guys somehow turned out that one of those guys had some kind of background in programming, and he started to learn programming extremely fast. He started to code during the program. He was sitting at the computer all the time. He was the one who was in the office all the time. And actually they created some kind of product. And then it turned out that they received a little bit less investment than we. That's why there is this that's why they're saying that they're investing up to 125K. Yeah, so this is the incubation program. So these are the pillars. Those pillars are like separated for 4 weeks. And the first week there is strategy and theme, then there is pitch deck, pitch training, then there is blockchain and tokenomics, agile business excellence, and then you're preparing for investors for the last 2 weeks. So in blockchain and tokenomics, they're like cool guys coming and telling about their basically you get like access to very cool guys. They were like Cardano Foundation came and presented to us. There was a lot of like blockchain protocols who came and just told what they're doing, and you could get access to them and talk with them, and they could. And there was like forgot, there was one girl who was from which foundation she were. Anyway, so it's extremely active. So they get all the guys into the room. They come and pitch. Yeah, if you need that, you can get access. Yeah, so they got 500 applications, which is a very good competition from the startup side. That's because there's a blockchain. So they have if you are looking for an investment, then basically this is the best deal you can have, because like blockchain is not mainstream still, which is good for you because there are not going to be a lot of startups who apply. There are people who don't believe in themselves because they think that blockchain component, they have too little blockchain component to apply. Then they are fools and they are losers before they even apply. So don't think like that. We had there was like this team which is Pocket Jam. What they did is they have an app who is teaching teaching financial literacy to kids using pocket money. So their parents put some kind of pocket money in the app, and then the kids has to solve math problems to get the money. Then they can decide if they're going to save that money or take the money out. So basically there is logic of improving financial literacy. The crypto component that they had was just a token instead of money in the app. So, but also there were like projects there was Behender, that was a blockchain. There was a crypto wallet, like a hard wallet, cold wallet, but you can transfer money between the wallets. And there were also there was Assemble. Here was the Assemble. So Assemble, they used blockchain and peer-to-peer file transfer to transfer scientific data, because, for example, in Chile there is extremely huge what you're looking at stars with what kind of instrument? You're looking at stars with telescope. Thank you very much. So huge telescope in Chile, huge telescope.
Okay.
And they have the data of like 10 terabytes or like 15 terabytes per night. Wow. And basically the way how they transfer the data right now to not lose the intellectual property is with fucking ships.
Ships?
Yes. And
Not shits, but ships.
like ships, like yeah. So well, this is his pitch, and well, I don't know, maybe airplanes. That's going to be expensive. So, and you can't use Dropbox or Google Drive because they don't support so heavy files, and they don't have the intellectual property rights. So the guy is a genius, actually a 19-year-old genius, and he's using peer-to-peer file transfer and blockchain to record the transfers. And basically, he also calculates he takes the file, the code of the file, he calculates the hash of the file, puts that on blockchain, gives a certificate that you can actually check which kind of data have been transferred. And this is how you can transfer scientific data using blockchain for intellectual property, and using peer-to-peer file transfer for just better file transfer. Yeah, so there were also like projects which were very strongly connected with blockchain, and but the thing is that basically their mission is to invest in projects, and very good projects that are going to become unicorns in a blockchain space that's going to have a blockchain component. Yeah, so I encourage you to really think about your business if you can apply there. So they're offering 125K. 125K. They accepted 12 startups, 10% of the company, and 3 months. So 10% for 125K. It's actually extremely good deal in a very early stage startup. So pre-revenue with no superstar teams, that's a very good valuation. So if you have created Google and then you get this valuation, well, then of course it's not good. But if that's an early stage with no income, with no world-class superstar teams, then it's a very good offer. Yep. But
do they require any traction or clients or something?
So
revenues or anything?
So then the competition comes in, right? And they're going to take the best ones. So it depends. So the Wikipedia guys, they didn't have any traction. They actually didn't have any team as well. But they saw that there is a potential, and it really makes sense because like Wikipedia, they are passing like $3.5 billion in ad revenue. Yeah, that could be given to the people who add value to the Wikipedia. And based on the fact that there is no motivation of that, there is very limited amount of people who are actually adding value to Wikipedia, and that limited group of people, they are in general they're white collar white men living in Western world. So not very like democratic and not very like yeah.
If you already have traction, you have investors on board, you have past couple.
You're too late.
Too late?
You're too late. You're too late. But the CV. But I don't know. I mean, oh no, actually not. There was one team. They were working with Bytes. There was a Bytes also from US. They actually had investors, and they actually had traction as well. So they actually also got investment. So yeah, CV Labs invest in them as well. And the cool thing is that actually this is like a pipeline for them to invest more, because like people who have invested in us through this program are like top blockchain people in the world, really. There was one guy that we were with who was from a family of like multiple $1 billion. So he owned the coolest hotel in Zurich. This was only one place. Then he owned like 3 pool player games like Then he owned like a lot of companies, so that from an extremely big conglomerate. And of course, they're just investing because they want to support the blockchain ecosystem, and they're looking into every team that CV Labs have invested.
Where the question was about valuation in this case. So if you already have something to show, you already have investors on board, so it's not about money, it's more about...
They don't negotiate this evaluation. We did that as well. We actually really pushed. We knew that they like us, and we said, hey guys, the initial deal was 8%, like 8% for 125K. Let's get back to that deal. We don't like this one. And he really pushed them. I remember that Skype call, and they said this was the toughest negotiations they have had. But they said, sorry, but we're not going to give you another deal because we want that every team that's in the program, they have the same deal. Well, we said, of course. Yeah, so what else? So also the difference between like accelerators in Europe is in other places is that there are a lot of times when they say, hey, you can get like 100K investment for like 6% of equity. When you go through the signing table and you see the agreement, turns out that those 100K consists of like 50K in incubation services and 50K in cash. And then also with these guys, actually, they said, well, you have to take part in 2 weeks boot camp in the beginning. After the boot camp, we're going to make a decision if we're going to invest 20,000 francs. After the rest 8 weeks, we're going to make a decision if we're going to invest the next 80,000 like dollars or francs. And we were of course very cautious, and we thought that like come on, this is not what we want. We want everything up straight in our bank accounts. But it turned out basically what they promised, they deliver, and they deliver even more. So in other accelerators is that, hey, there's like 100K investment, you come to the deal table and turns out there's like 50% goes to incubation services, 50% goes to in the cash. But with them, it was different. That they say that there was like 100K in cash and 25K in incubation services. But practically, I don't have that picture. But practically, this was so weird. We entered like the program. So the first day, they ask us to come into the office cabinet, and they say, "Here you go." Oh shit! Like, can you turn that off a little bit? You're losing some cool juice from this. Can we pause that? The live? Can we pause the live for a while? No. Sorry guys, I'm not going to tell you that. So maybe afterwards in a networking event. What's happening in that mysterious office? So this was the house we lived. So that's I will show you pictures with some kind of like reason for that and with a story. So this was the house we lived. This was actually, I was looking for a place to stay for quite a while because it's like fucking expensive there. It's like fucking expensive, guys. Our other teams like spend 7,000 for the place to stay for the whole 10 weeks. Oh my god, 7,000. We can buy a car in Latvia, we can drive to Switzerland, and we can sleep in that car for the trailer like kings for 10 weeks. But that was the plan B. So actually that was plan C, because the plan B, and I already booked an Airbnb because I really don't want to waste money and spend on shit like living. So I reserved an Airbnb, a 1-room Airbnb with 1 bed, and I said to my co-founder, Arturs, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to sleep in one bed. Because I'm not going to pay $100 per night for staying in an Airbnb. Of course, there's not going to be kitchen. I hope there's going to be a running water and electricity. I hope so. But then I was, of course, writing to everyone I know who was like living in Switzerland, and I was saying, hey, maybe you want to take us, that we can stay with you. And it turned out that my sister's boyfriend has godparents in Switzerland, and I met him like 2 days before flying out at my like dad's house, and I said, hey, and he just came in for 10 minutes. I said, hey Felix, you had the godparents, right, in Switzerland? Yes. So where they stay? In Ebikon. I thought, oh, that's somewhere away from the place that we're staying. And I checked the place, like Ebikon is like 20 minutes from 2. I said, please write them, and we want to ask to stay there. And then he wrote them, and he said, all right. I called the family, said, hey, we want to stay with you. Do you have a free couch? We can even like sleep in one bed. And yeah, so anyway, they said yes. And we were extremely happy. And turned out that they are like quite a wealthy family living in a 4-story house, and we had our own rooms. Actually, I had 2 rooms with a garden with turtles and everything. So we were quite lucky with that. Yeah, but other guys, they were spending like crazy, like 6,000, 7,000 per the whole 10 weeks, and I'm like too greedy to spend that money for a place to stay. Yeah. So basically, this was the office. This was my table. The reason why it's so dirty, because you work in a co-working space with people with different kind of attitudes towards how clean should be the space. Yeah, the guy actually, he was like, once he just put like a lot of dirty clothes on top of the desk, and I said, hey, you really can't do that. You have to. It's disrespectful, and like disrespectful, but he changed that. So basically, this is the co-working space. Yeah, nothing more to say. But like all the teams are in one room. We have office space as well. So for the 10 weeks. After that, we can use that for 2 more months for free, and then we can use the whole co-working space for 1 year for free. But don't have a dedicated desk, so this was dedicated desk. Then Revolut. Oh my God! So when you have when the investment in francs are coming in, then there's quite a big question where are you going to exchange that money. And when you exchange that in your original bank, we had Swedbank, then you actually get in big trouble, because you have to spend from 20K, you have to spend 700 euros for the transaction, for the conversion rate. And when we took all of the 100,000 francs, we exchanged that in Revolut, and comparing Swedbank rate with Revolut rate, we basically won 2,500 euros. 2,500 euros. Oh my God, that's crazy. So we took the business account, 25 euros per month. For 2,500 we can pay for 10 years the price and be in the same expense level. So they saved us quite a lot of money.
As a company, you are incorporated in Latvia?
Yeah.
So Revolut opened an account for you, even knowing that you are kind of blockchain related.
Constantly. What are you talking about? We are not blockchain related. I don't know why you're asking this question. What is this place? I'm telling about my
TrustSearch stuff. Yeah.
About TrustSearch, we're creating a search engine, nothing related with the crypto or blockchain. What are you talking about? And we have also stories about this question, and I could share that, but maybe the networking session. Then, like, there's a lot of things happening in Switzerland, so completely different people. It's only two hours away from here, 2.5 hours away. So basically, I was going like crazy to every event. There was those business network international events happening all around the place, and then I like got up 5 a.m. in the morning to drive to a BNI happening somewhere around the place. There were like tens of those BNI events. You can call them, you can say, hey, can you please invite me? They invite you, they basically pay for you, they feed you, they are very nice. But the only problem is that everything happens in German.
At least you get free food.
But you get free food and you can pitch yourself. But I went there. So basically, in the first event, we got the first paying customers. So they were like very open people, and I went there. I just gave my pitch in English, and then we had conversations after the event when we were eating a nice breakfast. Didn't have to pay for that. It's cool. Yeah, we got the first paying customers, and then I thought, hey, that's a very good way how to get actually deals, how to get partners. And then I went to every BNI I could find. But then not all of the BNIs were so friendly and so English understanding, so it wasn't so successful. But basically those events are happening all around the place. Blockchain events are happening like every week, like 5-7 blockchain events in Zurich, and you can just drive around. It's so cool. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and when you have got the investment, like all the blockchain community there, when you meet with them, the first impression they have like, oh, yet another like startup. Then you say, we're from the CryptoValley Labs accelerator, and we are one of the 12 teams they have invested in. And then you see that respect rise in their eyes, and they start to speak with you in a different manner. So basically, it opened a lot of doors to us. So events, a lot of events. So basically, that's a very big opportunity. Basically, the investment supports you to finance everything what you need, and then you can go and use the network there. Then these cool supercars. This is Zurich. Yeah, you just go on a weekend on the streets, and there are these supercars driving around. And then I said, hey, Arthur's there, like so cool supercars. Let's go inside. Let's speak with people. And there was one guy standing there near the Pagani. There was like 3 Paganis. These are Paganis. Here was also the Pagani, I believe. And I asked, like, hey, quite cool cars. Are they yours? He said, yes. I said, oh, right, investor. I couldn't understand how to start a meaningful conversation to go into, hey, you invested us, please sign the papers. But I was like, what the hell are you doing here? Well, I'm from I don't know, from Florida, somewhere in US, and I came here for the weekend with my 3 Paganis.
Did he have a girlfriend or just the cars?
I don't know, he was an old guy, I don't know. I didn't try that stuff. Do you have a girlfriend? But basically, the thing that I wanted to say with this is that Zurich and Zug and the whole place is filled with people who are like able to really invest in you, and they were. And basically they're all around the place. You can bump into them, and if you start conversations, if you're active in a meetup, then you can just get basically connections that you need for the investment. And there was interesting. There is a Bitcoin Swiss, a very well-known company around the world actually, and Bitcoin Swiss is the founder of Bitcoin Swiss. He was for a lot of times he was in our events, and in one of our events there was this 19-year-old guy. He had extremely good German, extremely good English, and he made a very good connection with him. That he said, "Hey, I can drive you to 2 with my Bentley," and then they went to, and then he said, "Well, I could invest in you because I like you, but I'm investing in like financial products, But in case you get tired of if you fail with the startup, then come and code with Bitcoin Swiss. I can offer you 150K in salary per year." So different kind of level people that you can find basically in this part of the world. But the thing is that it's only 2.5 hours away, and I really felt I didn't felt that I'm actually living there like completely because I have 2 little daughters, so a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I have a wife, and I really want to enjoy them as well. I don't want to lose how they're growing up during those three months. That's why we were flying there and back, and also to my co-founder. And we were flying there and back for every weekend. So Friday evening we're flying to Riga. Monday morning we're flying there. 6 o'clock in the I get up 6 o'clock in the morning. 7:30 we're in the plane flying to 2. At 10 a.m. we are in the office in 2. So it's super close. It's super close. And I understood that basically there is absolutely no difference if you go to Estonia, if you go to Lithuania, if you go to any or if you go to or Switzerland, because it's so as close. And there is like also opportunities to consider like CV Labs. This is this like stupid picture, but what I wanted to show with this is that in the CV Labs there were like delegations coming like every second week or every week, multiple delegations from United Arab Emirates, from India, from Brazil, from different kind of places, and all the time they're saying, "Hey, come and you have an opportunity to pitch. You can opportunity come and pitch to us." And then they want to show their startups, so you go and pitch to those delegations. So basically, you open up also potential connections. So tomatoes for 58 cents. This was the picture I was teasing my CV Labs incubation peers because they are paying for tomatoes like 3 euros per kilogram or 4 euros per kilogram. And there we found another. I calculated how much we're spending the money during the program, and of course we had to pay ourselves a salary. And I calculated, and I said, "Fuck, we're spending too much money on taxes. Let's just better pay us little less money or much less money, and figure out a way how we can save the business trip money." And I figured out a way how to save that money. That, "Hey, Arturs, let's buy food in Latvia and let's drive to Switzerland and eat there our Latvian food. Let's not buy the food in Switzerland, it's extremely expensive." So we were coming home on Friday. We were buying food in Rimi or in Maxima. We were preparing the food. I was taking those tomatoes in my bag and going through in a hand luggage through the security, hoping that they're not going to stop me with my peppers, with meat and with sauce, and we. What?
Hand luggage.
Well, that's the thing, that I took a bag, another bag, a big bag, that looked familiar to a tax-free zones bag, and I went through security. And one time when we drove with taxi to the airport, the food just like dropped, and the sauce spilled that spilled in the bag, and then we got into the airplane, and I felt the smell of that food. That is so funny. And then we went to the toilets and washed everything, and basically, yeah, we took the food when our peers were going and buying the food in there, and we actually saved something like 1,500 with that.
You should have just bought tomatoes in Riga and sell it.
Sell there. That was another option. We wanted to do that with alcohol and cigarettes. But that's the story in the networking part.
Yeah.
We didn't do that, of course. That's illegal. We can't do that.
Have you proposed a startup for that CV Labs?
What?
Export food over
It would be the most
Yeah. So, and the last picture I have prepared. This is the day and time when these guys said, "Hey, you got the 80K in the last 80K investment, and we're going to. So you have finished the program." And this was cool thing that I really thought during the program, during this point, that they're not going to give the investment to all of the teams, because I wouldn't give the investment for all of the teams. I would actually I would take those teams, I would see them in the boot camp, then I would give a little bit money, and then I would see how they're working during those 10 weeks, and I wouldn't give the money to all of the teams. Basically, they really gave the investment for almost all of the teams, except with the one exception, which was guy who actually during the program where everybody are working on their business, he went like fishing with their family somewhere for 2 weeks, and then he went everybody are then there was some kind of small lie he did, but meaningful lie, that he actually can provide a solution with one important restriction right now, which he opened up in the end of the evaluation meeting. So basically, the difference between the teams the things that I have heard from accelerators in Europe is that they take you in and then they basically squeeze you out all of the juices you have, and then they basically drop you out if you don't get into in the level that you need. But the thing with CV Labs is that if they make a decision to invest in you, they're going to invest in you if you're not just the full dumbass. And it's not that that's their last money. And it's not that that's the money from the government and they're going to put them in jail if they're going to burn the money. They don't have those restrictions, so they act much more freely. So and this is the whole, almost all of the teams in the CV Labs, and it was quite a good journey. It gave us an investment. The cool thing is that with the investment we have a burn rate of something like six months, and living in Latvia, if we would do that, if we would continue in Switzerland, we would have burn rate of two months maybe. If we would employ people in Switzerland, we would have burn rate of 2 weeks maybe. So going to accelerator in Switzerland, building a business startup here in Latvia, I think that's the best mix you can have. So we're building our own startup. We have our own startup and vision that we're realizing, and we believe and we see a road to $1 billion company, and we think that we're going to be extremely successful. And one of the reasons why we're going to be that is because we participate in the CV Labs accelerator. And if you have a startup and if you have an idea, I really encourage you to use this opportunity, because if you're not going to use that, you're going to miss an opportunity of your lifetime. Thank you very much.
Nice. So
That's it. This part has ended. We can turn out. There is nothing else to see.